Hi, I'm Bella. I'm from England and I'm 21 years old. I'm studying at University College Maastricht with the Liberal Arts and Sciences programme. I personally focus around sociology with some psychology and cultural studies.
My name is Joshua Walker. I'm from the UK. I'm a third year student at University College Maastricht. I'm studying Liberal Arts and Sciences and I focus on history and economics.
Een naderende Brexit heeft persoonlijk nogal wat consequenties voor Britse studenten als Bella Riggs en Joshua Walker. Dit schooljaar verandert er niets. Dat heeft de Nederlandse overheid beloofd. Maar vanaf de zomer van 2020 is niets meer zeker.
At the moment, because we're within the EU, we pay roughly €3,000 a year for our tuition fees. However, if we're an outside of EU candidate, then that fee will go up to roughly £10,000 or €10,000, sorry. And the monetary aspect is something that is very apparent in students' minds, and it is a very big factor because this is money we will have to pay off. So it does mean that future thoughts about studies such as masters or working here, it really means that we can't plan anything definitively because everything's rather up in the air. We can't make a decision to do a masters in Maastricht or Nijmegen or anywhere because we don't know what our situation will be with the university and standing with the European Union. So yeah, it throws a lot of confusion into the mix for me.
But also we've come here avoiding the massive amount of debt that you get from UK universities, and the idea of now maybe having to go back and maybe doing a master there, but taking on this debt that we've really worked hard to get around isn't something you want to take with you when you're trying to plan your future. So it's a shame. It's a shame, and it's frustrating. That's the main thing of the whole Brexit thing. I think everyone's just frustrated.
Bella mocht 3 jaar geleden stemmen tijdens het Brexit-referendum. Als 18-jarige koos ze om te blijven. Joshua was te jong, maar zou waarschijnlijk ook voor Remain hebben gestemd. In december komen er weer belangrijke verkiezingen aan, nu voor het Britse lagerhuis. Bella's stem gaat naar Labour. Joshua is er nog niet aan uit.
Because I've always been a slightly conservative leaning voter in general, just in my own personal opinions, but I can't deny how shambolic the Conservative Party have been throughout the entire Brexit programme, and I don't believe a fourth term or a fourth Conservative Prime Minister is going to be able to deliver that. My problem with Labour is Jeremy Corbyn. I don't know whether he's the person that I want to support, so whilst maybe Labour appeals to me more as a party, Jeremy Corbyn, in the same way that I have zero faith in Boris Johnson. I think they're both two clowns in a circus, two different clowns, but yeah, I haven't found the person that I want to vote for or the party that I want to vote for yet, but I will do. I've signed up for my postal vote, so I wish to inform myself and make the best decision that I can.
I think that if we were to vote Boris Johnson in again with the majority, I think that could be a really dangerous time in the country. It's already very split, and I think it would just kind of be bringing forward and exacerbating lots of the tensions that are already there, and I think that could be quite a scary thing for the country.
It sounds like it's so scary that you don't want to go back.
I don't particularly I mean, I've had a taste of life here now for a while, and I'm happy in this international environment. It's really beautiful. I really enjoy it. And what I'm learning as well is different to what I could be learning in England. I would be interested to go and live back there now though. I would be interested. It's always nice when we go back to visit friends and family, or we're back in my hometown. You can see the divide. You can see the split in the country straight up. So it would be interesting.
Die kloof werd alleen maar groter door het referendum over een mogelijke Brexit. Binnen families werd er zelfs verschillend gestemd. Zo ook in die van Joshua.
I believe my dad voted to remain, and then my mum also voted to remain, but that was more because my brother voted to leave. So my mum went out to cancel out his vote just because remaining was definitely the best thing for my family.
I mean, there's always been big divides in the country in general, especially when it comes to things like class. And I think that Brexit has basically made it's polarised the country just even more in different ways, but also just kind of exacerbating what was already a tricky thing within British society, I think. Yeah, I think that's quite evident when you look at protests and things like that are going on in the country. There's strong opinion on both sides for different reasons, and that makes it quite difficult.
I mean, if you look at the Leave side, I think there's been many egregious lies told. I think the most famous one was 200 to 300 million pounds a week, which they slapped on the side of a big bus, which they drove around the UK. So when I think about their campaign, I think of, you know, the deceit, and there was confusion on both sides, don't get me wrong. But I personally feel that a lot of people didn't necessarily vote on the Brexit issue. They voted on more personal reasons. In my opinion, if there was a box saying, I'm just upset, then we wouldn't have left, because 70% of people would have ticked that box, in my opinion.